Okay, so I had a customer wanted to have a picture of all my soprano mouthpieces. And I go, all right. Anyhow, so I took a picture of them all, and I knew the next logical thing, well, I want to hear them all. So anyhow, here we go. So these are all Selmer mouthpieces, all the way from a brand new session series back to a scroll shank. So this is what you get when you buy a brand new Selmer soprano saxophone. This is a hard rubber, just a standard C star. I've got a 3.5 reed, which I usually don't play anything past a 3, but it's a fairly conservative opening. So anyhow. Anyhow, not too exciting to me. So that's it. The next one, not familiar with this series, but it's a super session. So that was a C. This is a F, C, D, F, C, D, E, F. So it's quite a bit more open. Let's see how this thing sounds. Same reed, same ligature. Oh, I didn't seem to like the bottom end. I know it's not the horn. That cork is just a little bit tight. Okay, number 2, super session F opening. This is pretty bright. So pretty loud and pretty bright, and sounds much better on this horn. This is a Prestini, nice inexpensive import job, but it plays real nice. Okay, that was number 2, super session. So this is an S80, the series from like the 80s, 90s, and this is also an F. The thing is, you can play 4 of these exactly the same number and everything. You might get a little inconsistency. Okay, S80F. Let me get on there. Oh, that one sounds, this is my favorite so far. Let's see if it plays good on this horn, and it sounds pretty good. That's a pretty big opening, but even with a 3.5 reed, it's blowing pretty easy. Okay, so now we have the same. Okay, so that was an S80F. Now we're back to another super session. This is an E, so just a little bit less tip than the F. Get everything squared up here. So that S80 is my favorite so far. You're just seeing how the scroll shank comes up with that. Okay, super session number 4, E opening. That's okay. Then I like the F better, and the S80 one's my favorite so far. Okay, so the next one, S80 series, and it's a C double star. I've never figured out, I mean the C, I'm sure is the tip opening, and the star I think is the maybe the inside chamber opening. I've never researched it. If somebody knows, maybe put it in the comments. And So S80 series in a double C, double star. No, it doesn't seem to play with beads. No idea why. So last but not least, a Mark VI era scroll shank. And this should be a screamer, but who knows? And I think it's also a C star. So this is when you bought a Mark VI, this is what you'd get. Straighten that out. It plays really nice, but it's really that smoky sound. This would be a great, combo smoky bar one. It doesn't have anywhere near the cut of the S80F, but it plays really nice. It seems to work really nice on this horn. Again, I know the horn's playing great. That's nice. Okay, that's one of my favorites. Really a dark, dark, dark sound for the soprano. Kind of takes that sting off. So I'm just going to go back to that S80 F1. That was my favorite at that particular time. I've also got a million other brands. I've got the Lakey's and the Myers and all that kind of stuff, but a particular customer was looking for a Selmer. I've sold mouthpieces that cost more than the instrument. So again, we're back at number 3, S80 in the F. Now it's not playing as good as it was. Let's get the read on straight here. There we go. Much brighter. I mean, this will cut through if you want a kind of a piercing sound. But I mean, that scroll shank's just mellow yellow. And again, you'd have to kind of experiment with reeds. This is just a regular old Rico and like a 3.5. And again, I usually don't play on that stiff of a reed. But with these openings, you kind of have to. Okay, go back to that scroll shank real quick. Of course, the scroll shank is going to be, double the money, of course, since it is what it is. But I mean, if you find a mouthpiece, you're good for your lifetime. Okay, back to the scroll shank. Can't believe how mellow that is for a soprano. I mean, that really softens it up. And it plays really nice on this horn. So it probably costs half the price of this instrument. But anyhow, I was just trying to think if there's any second ones. To me, it's between, no, is this it? The S80F. So if you're playing Dixieland or cutting through the crowd, this thing's looks like a pretty crappy reed, but anyhow, get a bass ear. If it was me, I'd get both, and depending on where you're playing. It's funny, some of them seem to play better on the horn. Yeah, I might put a light in that. Seems like everything's working. Yeah, I think it's mostly the reed. But let's just recap one more. I thought this was going to sound better. This is the C double star again, number 5. Come on, get on there. Not too bad. So that's the C double star S80 series. Anyhow, not too bad, but in my opinion, between that that F S80 and the scroll shank. Of course, scroll shank is going to be quite a bit more. Anyhow, signing off. There we go. Shootout of the various Selmer saxophones mouthpieces. I was kind of disappointed in these Optimum. I've never seen one before. Let's just go back to the E. So this is the Optimum E, and this reed's getting soggy really quick. I'm not sure what this comes with from the factory. Nah, I don't like it. So a lot of guys buy a mouthpiece like that, and then they'll spend $150 and send it to some hot shot and have them hot rodded to whatever they want it to be. And we did that. We sat with a friend of mine. We sat there and ground and sanded and stuff until it sounded perfect. I loaned it for my friend, and he dropped it. That was it. Had a beautiful Berg Larson hard rubber. So anyhow, enough of that. So gotta go. Happy holidays.